Did you know that what you do in the 5 minutes before you start shooting a video pretty much determines how easy it will be for you, how you'll come across, and even whether your video might be a success? Most content creators go straight from working on their laptop for hours to getting on camera. And then they're wondering why they sound flat, they can't communicate effectively, feel self-conscious, and why potentially their videos are bombing. But after shooting over 600 YouTube videos and generating over 20 million views, I've realized that getting into the right state for talking to your viewers is probably the most misunderstood and ignored key to making YouTube work. And especially if you're on the introverted side, or if you're a newbie or self-conscious on camera, getting this right could change the game for you. So in this video, I will just literally show you the process that I've come to use before every single shoot. You can steal it step by step or find your own variation of it. I call this state management, and once you understand it, you'll never hit record without it again. So here's what was actually happening to me. I'd spend the morning writing, working on a script, reading research, getting into that focused, inward, analytical place that really good preparation requires. And then I'd stand up, walk over to my camera, press record, and then immediately I would feel that something was off. My voice was flatter than it should have been. My body felt heavy. The ideas were all there. I knew the content cold, but something between my brain and the lens and my body and my voice wasn't connecting. And the more takes I did, the worse it got, because then I got self-conscious about it. Writing mode and camera mode are not the same state. In writing mode, you're inward, you're slow, precise, alone. Your attention's on the page, the logic, on getting the idea right. That's exactly what good preparation requires. But it's the opposite of what the camera requires. The camera needs you to be outward, present, energized, communicating. Going from writing mode to camera mode without a deliberate transition is like sprinting without warming up. So, state management is simply this: recognizing which state the work requires and doing what's necessary to get there before you start. It's not special talent, not special confidence. It just literally is the right state deliberately chosen. And that's how you will look alive on camera. So, what are the steps? Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do, and this is what I do before I shoot, is to get my body and my voice working together. And I mean that literally, together at the same time. This is going to sound ridiculous, but I want you to trust me anyway. The scientific method is this: you jump up and down, you punch the air, you make noise at the same time. Yeah, basically move and make noise. It doesn't matter what you say, count, say your own name, whatever, it doesn't matter. Make sounds. The content is irrelevant at this stage. What matters is that your voice and your body are working together as one unit. Shakespeare said this in Hamlet: suit the action to the word to the action. That was an instruction to the players in the play within the play in Hamlet. If you know the play, great. If not, don't worry. But it applies to the camera also perfectly. The voice and the body are not separate instruments. They're one instrument, and they need to be warming up together. Start off with some 20 jumps. Throw your arms about. Knock that tension right out of your shoulders. Punching the air would be another one of my recommendations. And then, and this is the step I always add at the end of any physical warm-up, make yourself laugh genuinely. I know what this sounds like, but do it. Record something that cracks you up. Do something ridiculous. Let yourself be ridiculous for 30 seconds. I'm serious about this. Laughter connects you to your diaphragm, warms the voice up from the inside, and dissolves whatever residual seriousness or self-consciousness has accumulated since you sat down to write. And also, if you're being honest, it's fun. Fun is exactly what you need if you want to talk to the camera. You're not doing this because you can't speak otherwise, but you're doing this so that you can become physically and vocally a person who is ready to communicate. The second step is less physical and more fundamental. It's about who you show up as. So think about some of the people that have moved many people when they were speaking. Martin Luther King at the Washington Mall. Brené Brown in the middle of a TED Talk that has tens of millions of people watching it. What they all share is not necessarily confidence in the usual sense. Yes, it's there, but you can feel they are really completely conscious of their responsibility to the moment. They know what they're there to do, and that awareness of purpose, of role, of the people they're serving, it translates directly and visibly. That quality isn't something they were born with, it's something they stepped into. Most coaches and creators walk to the camera as the person who's been alone in the room. Instead, they need to walk to it like a guide, as the version of themselves their audience actually needs. Not a performed version, but their best self consciously chosen. So here's what I do and what I now recommend to everyone I work with. Before every shoot, ask yourself, what are the 3 characteristics I want to be known for? Not your content pillars or your niche or anything like that. The 3 human qualities that when your viewer finishes watching, you want them to feel they encountered. For example, warmth, directness, courage, whatever yours are, say them out loud. I am someone who is direct. I'm someone who is genuinely caring. I'm someone who says the things that are hard to say. And then you carry these things with you when you speak to the camera. The moment you do this, something shifts. You stop being a person making a video. You become more of a person with something to give. And your audience, even if they can't explain why, can feel the difference immediately. This is how you access your higher purpose, if you want, on demand. The camera will pick up on your beliefs of yourself. Now, the third step is the one most people skip entirely, even people who've done some version of the first 2 steps. In my experience, it's the one that has the biggest impact on whether a video actually influences anyone. By now you've warmed up, you're in your role, but there's one thing left to lock in before you hit record. Why this video? Not in a content strategy sense, in a human sense. Why are you here? Knowing your topic and being fully committed to what you want your viewer to do as a result of watching, those are completely different things. So before you press record, get specific. What do you want your viewer to do, think, or feel differently as a result of watching this? And why does it matter? What is it costing them right now to not have this? Let yourself feel the urgency of this. The moment that urgency is real for you, something happens to your presence. Your body leans in, your voice drops into something more intentional, you make eye contact with the lens because you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about the person you're talking to and about what they're about to get wrong. About what you can do in the next few minutes to help them get it right. You stop asking, how do I come across well? You start asking, what does this person need from me right now? And the moment that is your question, you're not performing anymore, you're communicating. And that's what this whole ritual is designed to get you into. But here's the thing. All of this preparation, the warm-up, the role, the purpose, means nothing if the moment you press record, you don't actually know how to connect with the person on the other side of the lens. And most creators have no idea how to do that deliberately. They just hope it happens. Now, I've made a video on exactly that, a simple but powerful idea called frames, and how choosing the right one is what turns a prepared, energized version of you into someone who genuinely reaches their viewer. Watch it next, here, or here, or here.